What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm CTigirsGaming, and in this video we'll be going over the patch notes for the new weekly update in Modern Warfare 2 for Wednesday, May 24th. And if I say so myself, there's actually quite a lot of improvements and bug fixes in this update. And anytime if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to see for that like button, 15 Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bell and join notification squad. Without further ado, let's go on to it. First of all, let's start off with the global fixes. This simply means that it affects the whole game, not just one single game mode. Let's start off with the UI or user interface first. They adjusted pickup weapon prompt to no longer overlap with the kill feed. That is definitely a very good improvement, because when you're trying to pick up a weapon, you can't see what weapon it is because you have the kill feed overlapping it. It was absolutely ridiculous, so that is definitely good. Next up, you have the bug fixes. For the general, they have fixed tracking for Cron Squall Mastery challenges. Now that is a very good fix if I say so myself. Imagine you're going for the Cron Squall Mastery challenges and your progress is not tracking. That is super terrible, but the good thing is they have fixed it now. They've also fixed an issue where splashes for some GS Magna unlocks was not displaying. They've also fixed an issue where pressing back or escape on keyboard when in the store tab would not take the players back to weapon select in the loadout menu. They have addressed some issues with navigation and the flow of the battle pass, and finally fixed an issue where ranked play wins were not tracking correctly on gun screens. Next up, we have the bug fixes for the UI or user interface, and to be honest with you guys, this user interface needs a complete overhaul, not just some bug fixes. This is absolutely the worst UI I've ever seen in the Call of Duty franchise. It definitely needs an overhaul. Remove it completely and just go back to the normal basic UI that we've seen in the previous 20 years of Call of Duty. It was 10 times better. But anyways, that's a conversation for a different time. However, for the UI, they fixed some issues where the tooltip message would not disappear correctly. They fixed the throwing star icon to display correctly in the kill feed, fixed an issue where the locked icon was not correctly displaying in drop zone, and finally fixed a visibility issue with the bomb icon in search and destroy. In terms of the global patch notes, that would do it. Now we move on to the multiplayer specific patch notes, and it is mainly just some bug fixes. First of all, they fixed an issue causing players' username and level to overlap on the scoreboard in Ground War, fixed an invalid bomb pickup location in cyber attack on players' lighthouse that could cause a crash for some players, fixed an issue where some players could not leave a private match of CDL or Call of Duty League Hardpoint, fixed an issue that caused zombie players infected to be able to cut their chutes and attack human players from the air, added several adjustments to improve enemy combatant behavior, especially arrival via helicopter in invasion on Rohan oil fields, and finally for multiplayer fixed an issue where CDL rules in effect splash was not appearing while matchmaking for face-off. Okay, if I say so myself, these are definitely much needed improvements and bug fixes, because some of them wouldn't even allow you to play the game. For example, the game crashes for players because there was an invalid bomb pickup location in players' lighthouse. That's just the game's fault, it's not even the player's fault. Or even some players couldn't even leave a private match of CDL Hardpoint. What on earth? Definitely much needed improvements, and they are finally here. Let's move on to the Spec Ops patch notes, and there is just one, okay? Just one single bug fix for Spec Ops, and that is they fixed an issue where players were unable to load into cooperative missions after acquiring a SKU backpack in DMZ. For the Spec Ops patch notes, that would do it. Now let's move on to Warzone 2, and as always, there is plenty of patch notes for Warzone 2. First of all, let's start off with Warzone 2 ranked play, which was just introduced in Season 3 loaded update. They have made some adjustments to the match rule sets. They have restricted some specific thermal optics, which are the SZ Holotherm, the VX350 thermal optic, the Teplo OP3 scope, the Thermo Optic x9, the Teplo Clear Shot, and the Drexum Prime 90. However, just keep in mind that these optic attachments will appear unrestricted in custom loadouts menu until a future update, but just know that it will be restricted in game and show as restricted in loadout once you're in a match. So basically, these specific thermal optics will appear unrestricted as long as you are not in a game. However, once you are in a match, that's when they will appear restricted and you cannot use them. So just keep that in mind. Alongside that, they've also restricted 2 kill streaks, the cluster mines and the bomb drones, and finally they've also restricted a social feature, which is the global text chat. We move on, and they have also updated the Fun Placement Skill Rating or SR. They have increased the SR earned for early placement milestones to streamline the distribution of SR players receive throughout the match. The updated Placement Skill Rating or SR, top 40 is gonna be 10, top 30 is gonna be 20, top 20 is gonna be 30, top 10 is gonna be 40, and finally top 5 is gonna be 50. And they say the reason for this updated placement skill rating is the fact it will help placement milestone skill rating feel more rewarding throughout the match without diminishing the personal and team play required to earn the highest amount of skill rating earned from top placements. And finally, for this weekly update for May 24th is gonna be none other than DMZ, and it had couple bug fixes. First of all, they fixed an issue where players could not navigate to view profile from the squad missions in-game menu, fixed an issue in which the black keycard inside the Koshi complex was only dropping in used condition and not pristine/unused, fixed an issue in which killing the Vulture boss first would cause the doors to the stairwell will not unlock upon killing the Russia and Koshi complex, and finally added a callout for when indicate when the Rhinoceros boss is regenerating health. Okay, if I say so myself, this was a definitely much needed update. It fixed some game breaking issues while also fixing some UI issues, and that is always amazing. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to see for the like button, 15 Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bell and join notification squad, and I'll catch you guys later.